I turned the oven now. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast, man. Every Wednesday at 8:30, man, y'all go tell a friend to tell a friend. Say, Mr. 42. I had to put on my glasses to see that, man. Look at
Done.
me.
What's going on? What's going on?
Me and Mr. 42 in this thing tonight because Mr. Michael's still driving in this bad weather down here in South Florida, man. But hey, man, y'all know, man, it's a great topic. Got some guests tonight, some real live hitters who done overcame some obstacles. So, man, y'all go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share over there. And y'all make sure y'all tell somebody, man. Always share this information. Sharing is caring when it comes to this information, man. Because I ain't sharing that check.
You did.
Yeah, man. Mr. 42, what you got tonight, man?
How y'all doing, man? It's been a great day. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, midweek, whatever you want to call it. You woke up, so you're living. But now,
That
overcoming
right there.
obstacles, it can be challenging for some, but the main thing is not to give up. That's what we're so quick to do, especially when things aren't going in our way. But
Mm-hmm.
do like I do, just take a couple of shots of vodka. Lord, you got this. Let's run it. And we good. It's kind of like rolling dice. You never know what you're gonna get, but hey, you miss every shot that you don't take, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that's what that is. We're gonna make sure that we don't give up on ourselves. How about that, y'all? Don't ever give up on yourself. And but it all often comes down to the mindset, man, that we don't strategize. Because if we put the strategies and we stay persistent in what we're trying to get accomplished, and always say, man, you stay in the right now, stay in the where, make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you're understanding that this moment is only what you can control so that you don't get overwhelmed and then the obstacle becomes more than what it is. So yeah, man, tonight, man, we're going to be doing some mind shifting, some mind setting on some new habits, creating new habits rather. And we're going to have a conversation, a great conversation about it, man. Let me see if I got a guest. Yeah, she's still back there, but Miss Everything, she going to come up in a minute. But we we out here tonight, man. I got some notes. I got some breakdowns. I got some helpful hints that's going to make sure that everyone is involved. You know how we do it, some step by steps and all of that. So I got some things, man, that I feel like we gonna overcome obstacles together. Even in your relationships, your personal, your professional, all of that. I got some breakdowns on that for later on. And then man, we gonna see how see where it take us and see what y'all can get from it, get you some aha moments and all of that, so that we can grow together as a community. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, I'm start off with a little bit this if like I said, we gotta shift our mindset, see the obstacles as challenges rather than roadblocks.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't do that. We just think it's the end all. Oh man, this is too much. I can't get past it. But yet and still we do get past it. We still overcome these obstacles. Then you got to remind yourself that the setbacks are part of the growth. This is not the end all, man. This is not the end of the path. It's not the end of the road. So that's main keys right here that's going to help you beat this thing. Then we got to practice self-compassion. Don't beat yourself up about struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Practice self-compassion. Don't beat yourself up about struggling, man. So that was a couple things, man, that you can, do, get yourself started off into creating these new habits, creating these new ideas. Everybody always tell you, you ain't gonna say everybody. There's be some people out here that tell you they're not gonna change, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I am who I am, it is what it is. Those type of things right there will have you in a space mentally of no growth, no change, no structure, weak foundation. because you're going to stay the same. And we see cars change every day. We see televisions, they get bigger, they get flatter. They got the curved TVs, the phones, they got 16 iPhones now. Everything around you is changing, but yourself and your mindset. So we're going to make sure that we change our mindset, shift our mindset to overcome bigger obstacles, man. So
It's
y'all
almost
know
like
what it is tonight, man. We're gonna be out here and helping each other, man. You know what I'm saying? But say I seen you see, like the Mr. Fortitude, he have a lot of obstacles because he's feeding hundreds of people.
Yeah, and I hate to be the one to brag,
and
but
everybody ain't happy.
hey, and I just found out since school started at LSU, within the past 2 weeks, we fed 19,226 kids. That's how many that came through that union.
Wow, bro.
Say,
boy, that's now you know what I'm saying. That's something that's real big.
Yeah.
You feeding everybody.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. To go back to what you said earlier about not giving up, it's almost like you have to revert your mind back to a kid, like playing Mario, my favorite game, trying to get to the princess, trying to, just get to the end of the level. And it's like, okay, as many times as you died,
right.
Couldn't buy new lives back then because it wasn't available. But it's like you never gave up. You just kept going. You kept running the race. I can't begin to tell you how many obstacles I've been through, like just trying to, open up and doing the stuff that I'm doing, because as of now, I'm the only black owned company on LSU's campus. So like being in the student union.
Yeah.
Everybody else not like that. They not like me. Definitely built different, but obstacles. But at the same time, everything they tried to throw in my face, like, well, are you certified in this area? Are you certified in that? Like, yeah, here all this. I took all the tests
every year.
So I'm good.
So every year you have a new person that's trying to check you on what you have.
Yeah, because you have to remain certified. At LSU, they require us to have a $5 million insurance policy.
Yeah.
If somebody was to get hurt at work, either because they had a drink or some type of accident that wasn't our fault, we will have to pay out up to $50,000.
Wow.
So that's why I'm so harsh when it comes to, well, hey, chef, I'm like, hey, you moving kind of funny, dog.
Right.
So they gotta go. So I mean, obstacles, yeah, but it's like you said, overcoming. And it's almost like reinventing yourself, kind of like the ironing board. The ironing board was already there,
right?
But the lady that came back and redone it,
it's like toilet tissue and bread and all of that. You just put a different label on it, but it's still the same solid foundation. But yeah, man, I want to bring up one of the guests tonight. I just met this young girl. I just seen her post and it really inspired me. I seen her speaking. She has a lot of courage and a lot of things to get, a lot of points to get across to people who are going through the overwhelm, who is going through the obstacles and fighting the challenges and things like that. So, man, I want to bring up Miss Trinity Speak to the stage tonight. Y'all, hold on, let me get her on here. Miss Trinity.
What's going on, fellas?
How you feeling?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're feeling amazing. Yes. I'm gonna help you out on this real quick. See, doing is an action. Feeling is the purpose that you live in.
I like that.
So we're gonna keep you in the feelings of change and habits changing. So yeah.
Okay.
When you ask people how they're doing, you ask people how they're doing, they're gonna be like, well, I'm not doing anything, But how I'm feeling amazing, Miss Trinity.
I can dig it. I guess it's a good thing I have a really high emotional intelligence and I feel everything very deeply. So
that's right.
I definitely can appreciate that spin on it. That's
we have to spin this stuff because what we were taught growing up is like it's a whole new learning process,
Yeah.
It's like your age. I like to put that one out there too. Like your age. You've never been your new age before, but they call it old. How is that?
You know, I just said that to my son yesterday. I said, you know, neither one of us have ever been here before. You haven't been a 20-year-old young man, and I haven't been the mother to a 20-year-old young man. So we just gonna have to keep trying to figure this out. We've never been here before.
See there? That's the beauty of growing together. You
Yeah.
know, and I like how you put that with you and your son, because a lot of women, they don't talk to their sons like that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to remember when we have the conversations, that's helping your son overcome some things, because he's not like, he's like, well, mom, I'm 20. I don't, you know, he might go crazy, you know, hormones still changing, things are still changing. So when you give him that clarity like that, like, hey, son, we both brand new at this. So come on now.
Yeah.
Let's walk this walk together. Yeah, I like that.
For sure.
I like that.
So,
Are y'all hearing static on my phone? No? Or is
no,
it just me?
sometimes it's this mic. Is this mic better?
No, yours sound fine.
Yeah,
It was
it's
just when I
clear
was
now.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about you and how are you doing? And how are you feeling rather? Look at me. Look at this.
You know, I feel like I'm coming down off of a post-traumatic response. But I always try to take those post-traumatic responses and make sure that it turns into post-traumatic growth, which was why I was having that conversation with my son yesterday.
I love
He
it.
got into a really bad car accident a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
And my initial response was, I just remember the few minutes that I didn't know the status of my son. And the terror that I felt in those few minutes actually had my body reeling in a post-traumatic response up
Wow.
until just a couple days ago.
Wow.
My husband was killed in a pretty tragic accident 4 years ago. And so I'm still
Yeah.
healing from that and trying not to project those fears onto my children, because
Right.
at this point, that's the only thing that I know, that I question my ability to survive. Anything else that's come for me, I've been able to survive it and put it to work. And so that's essentially what the nature of my businesses are, and my purpose and my calling. I leverage those experiences to be able to reach people who can only be reached because of our shared experiences. And so I do a lot of storytelling, and I do a lot of encouragement of other people to tell their story. Because there is someone out there who's waiting for your story, and they will only hear it because of the way that you tell it and because of the way that you survived that situation. So I feel like, you know, I remember one time sitting in church as a kid, and the pastor said that there's always so much praise given to the people who were the good girls or the good guys, right? They didn't do anything wrong. They did everything the right way. But I remember one specific Sunday, he talked specifically about people with lived experiences of addiction, of incarceration, of um, surviving abuse, or domestic violence. And he talked about those people's ability to reach the potential unreachable. And that sometimes you're chosen to go through those things because the world needs you. And it's only you who will be able to reach those people because you have those lived and shared experiences with them. They're not going to listen to somebody who just got their education from a book.
Right.
They want to see themselves in the person that's trying to help them and promote their healing. And so, you know, the day that I was able to see that this wasn't just a life that was happening to me, I've been told since I was a little girl, you know, that I was chosen for this because I was strong enough to live it. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers and things of
Yeah.
that nature. But the day that I was able to come to terms in a place of acceptance that this isn't something that was just happening to me, but something that I was chosen for, not just
Mhm.
because I was strong enough to live it, but because
Yeah.
of what I would choose to do with it.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
try to empower people and encourage people all the time that yes, it hurts. Yes, I'm still going through. I still don't know how I'm going to get through, but I want to reassure them um, that you wouldn't have been brought to it if you didn't have what it takes to make it through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I try to, for me, doing the work that I do, it's a way for me to make peace with
Mm.
why it had to be me. And it
Mm.
helps me to not get stuck on the why, right?
Wow.
Sometimes we get stuck on the why me, why my family, why my mama, why my daddy, why my
Hmm.
husband, why my
Right.
children. And we forget about all the other questions we should be asking ourselves, like, what am I supposed to do now? How am I going to help someone as a result of this? Who out there needs me? Who
Hmm.
can I help because I went through this? Um,
Servant leaders.
when am
Yeah.
I when am I going to put this to use? And we
Mm.
get stuck on the why too often, and we lose sight of all the other questions that could potentially put us on the path to why it had to be us.
And then what I've learned is that we shouldn't say, like me myself, I'm practicing right now is for us to stop saying why did it happen, and it says, like you were just speaking about, what is this training me for?
Yeah,
You
life is
know,
always teaching us and
it's to
preparing
teach.
us.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be a student of life every day. So what is this moment teaching me right now to get me at a greater space into the future?
Yeah.
And then I know it's hard because I love both my parents, but it's like when you lose something, you're really not losing it. You're gaining an angel, you're gaining an ancestor, you're gaining energy from
Mhm.
somebody in a place to where you can't even control.
Yeah. Both of
It's
my
like
parents were.
sometimes
Go ahead.
one thing, if like sometimes if I'm outside in the sun working, my mom, she'll put an overcast over my head so it doesn't be too hot, you know?
Yeah.
So things like that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna along those same lines. I was just gonna say that like my parents were brilliant, talented, gifted, super intelligent, but they made some really bad choices. And so when I lost them, um, I I just knew that they would be able to do more for me in the spiritual realm than they were capable of doing
Hmm.
here in human form.
Yeah.
And I always say, because I've lost so many people, I mean, I have two sisters who were murdered. Um,
Mm.
my husband was killed in an accident, both my parents, both my foster parents, and I just lost my big brother, one of my big brothers in April of this year. And so I always say, in those moments when I don't know how it's going to work out, or I don't know how I'm going to get through a situation, I just start talking to them, and I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, y'all, I need you to move some stuff out the way. I need you to buffer my path. I need you to just, help some things get in alignment for me, because I'm trying to go through.
Right.
And I just trust that, I do have a lot of angels up there that are watching over me.
Yeah.
And I listened to something once that said, when you've lost a lot of people and you've been left behind, it's because there's a calling on your life so great that you need people in the spiritual realm to help you achieve what it is that you were left down here to do.
That's big. That is big.
So I got a lot of work to do, and I got a lot of
Yeah.
people to help, and I got a lot of impact that I want to make in this world. And so I call on them regularly.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles. I was born in LA. Here in California, I live between Southern California and Houston, Texas. Right now, I got businesses in both places.
Okay.
So I'm kind of splitting my time between the two, and just seeing. I'm in a season where I'm just open to where life takes me, where the work takes me. If I was at home, I would be considered an empty nester. Both of my children are adults now. I'm a grandmother. You know, they're doing their thing, and so I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what's next for me, and who I want to be as a woman beyond just being a mother and a grandmother, or auntie, a sister, all those titles.
Yeah.
It's really about a season of exploration and discovery of who I am and what I want the rest of my life to look like and how I want to contribute to the world.
No, and that's what we all out here doing. Mr. Fortitude, he's a chef on the LSU campus. So that's what we were speaking about just earlier, how we all overcome these different obstacles. Me, I remodel homes down here in South Florida, in Miami, Palm Beach areas. So it's like when we come across different people who are trying to check the credentials, who are trying to check you on your work ethic, on your whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know women have their obstacles and they have their challenges, but it's like it's a different feeling when another man is telling you that, oh, challenge you, do you have this, you have that. It's like, you know, hey brother, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know, what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you being from California, I know you understand with the police brutality, or the police is always messing with people. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. It's like, come on, find something to do with your time. Get out of that old mindset, challenge yourself to create new habits, brother. You know, so those are the things that a lot of men go through. And with your son, I can feel him growing up out there too. You know, it's very challenging for young black men nowadays.
Yeah. You know, that was one of my biggest fears when my son lost his daddy he was just 15. And you know, when I would see my husband take his baseball cap off and put it on his knee before he started driving, um, I asked him one time, who taught you to do that? Because at this point we had a son, and
Right.
as a black mother, I'm looking like, how am I gonna protect him? I know the fear and the anxiety that I experience sometimes, just, you know, when they leave the house, and just making sure that they come home safely, and trying to prepare a safe space for him to land when he comes home after facing the world.
Yeah.
um, I do worry about my son in that sense. And we just had yesterday when we were having that conversation, I said, baby, I just need you to align yourself with men who are doing above the bare minimum, and men who are not afraid to work, and men who are protectors and who are trying to make it home every day,
Yeah.
and men who have a sense of purpose,
Right.
and see themselves as being essential to their families and their communities. I
Yeah.
need you to align yourself with
I
those
like
types of
that.
men.
I like
And
that.
so, you know, I will say that my son is a lot like me in that um, he honors the wisdom in his
Okay.
life, but he has a
Yeah.
very stubborn streak as well, that he probably got from me and his daddy.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and sometimes life can teach you better than I can tell you. But
Nah.
I tell my children all the time, I don't want you to have to. I said, if you want to take shortcuts in this life, some of the greatest shortcuts that you can take is heeding to the wisdom in your life.
Right.
There are so many people who have already walked those lines for you. And I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you what's going to happen if you make my mistakes. So I want you to be creative, and I want you to make some new ones. Let's figure out some new stuff together. Don't make my mistakes. Let's be
Yeah.
creative, and make some new ones. Let's learn
I
some
like
new
that because
lessons.
I know what I learned. And first off, I wanna commend you on everything that you've been through, and that frankly, your name says it all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's like when you take shortcuts, you end up cutting yourself short.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I found out, because like being out of New York, like I've done some unholy things, I'll say. And I've seen a lot of my friends, they're not here because they wanted to stay a part of that life. Um, depending on like just anywhere, like where you're from, like, you said California. So it's like you're expected to grow up in, like, it's almost like they want you to grow up in a system where it's like, okay, well, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to become a statistic, have a kid, all this other stuff. So
Right.
technically, like if it was my plan, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. But the fact that I've been through what I've been through, and I'm on all 3 college campuses out here making it happen. So just to be challenged by, you know, white people based on what it is that I do, it's like I have the credentials that like LSU, we have 35,000 students over there. So we have multiple chefs, like, at different unions. So
Right.
out of all their credentials combined, like I have all of those. So don't find something else, find something safe to play with because I'm good. So yeah, that's what
Man,
it is. And
That's
I
dope.
wanted to say before you complain today, just be grateful that you have breath to complain with. Because a lot of
For
people,
sure.
they didn't wake up.
For sure.
that's real. That's for real. So with us on this show, Miss Trinity, what I do and we do, I ain't gonna say I, but we all come up with our ideas. We all come up with plans with step-by-step actions and things. We have another guy, but he's driving right now.
Mhm.
And but I have a couple of step-by-steps that we can use in our day-to-day to overcome all of these obstacles, overcome overwhelm and things like that. But I'm gonna go through the first one first, and then we can, elaborate off of that. So the
That's what's up.
first one is you gotta ground yourself with a personal foundation.
Mhm.
So that's with your spirit God or with your energy God, whichever God you serve. But you put that foundation on yourself, and then you do your daily reset rituals. So what I'm learning that breathing exercises for 10 to 15 minutes helps us even more than we really know. And then properly breathing.
Mhm.
A lot
Right.
of us don't know how to breathe correctly. It's funny to me in the beginning because I didn't know how to breathe correctly.
Right.
But breathing for 15 minutes, breathing through your nose and out through your mouth is the way you properly breathe when you're
Yeah.
doing these 15 to 10 minutes meditations and all of that. So journaling and walking is always necessary. Write down what you don't want, reflect, write down what you don't want. I mean, what you do want, and then that's when you take the actions on that. So get you some sleep, hydrate yourself, and get this energy going so that can motivate that resilience. So these are some things that and always do your affirmations. I forgot that. Always do your affirmations. So what do you think about affirmations, writing down, you're doing your journaling, and all of that stuff? What do you do with that?
Okay, you were breaking up a little bit, but I heard you say, what do I think about affirmations and writing things down and all the breathing stuff and walking and stuff that you talked about.
Correct. Mhm.
Um, so have you guys ever heard of the ACEs,
No.
adverse childhood experiences?
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
Okay, so I was featured in a book by Dr. Bruce Perry called Born for Love. Dr. Bruce Perry specializes in trauma and the impact that it has on the development of a child's brain. There was a study done years ago by Kaiser Permanente. They were doing a weight loss program, and about halfway through the weight loss program, they noticed that about half of their um, participants dropped out of the program. They were successfully losing weight, but they dropped out of the program and they didn't understand why. So that started then they discovered that every person who had dropped out had some type of traumatic experience in their childhood. So they did this
Mm,
huge ACEs study.
mm,
They say that if you have an ACEs score of 7 or higher, there's only 10 questions. And the way that it happens is you answer um, the 10 questions. For every yes that you answer, it counts as 1 point. They say that if you have an ACEs score of 7 or higher, you were not 3 times, not 30 times, but 360 times more likely to develop some form of cardiovascular disease.
mm.
Wow.
So my ACEs score is a 10. And when I started learning about this and the effects that childhood trauma have on the growing body, it usually contributes to early onset of later in life diseases, that most people wouldn't get until they were in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. But if you have a high ACE score, you'll start developing some of these diseases in your 30s and in your 40s. So I read a whole bunch of books. There's a really good one by Donna Jackson. It's called Childhood Disrupted: How Your Biography Impacts Your Biology. And then there's another one called The Body Keeps Score. There's another one that Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey just did called What Happened to You. And what I loved about Donna Jackson's book is that at the end of that book, she really started to focus on what you can do now that you have experienced all this trauma. Your body may be messed up. What can you do? And one of the most important things is breathing, learning how to breathe. When you get upset, or when you have a anxiety attack, or if you feel your chest getting tight, doing count breathing is very important. Doing a 4 count in through your nose, holding it for 4, exhaling it for 6 to 8 seconds, whatever your body feels comfortable doing, is essential to bringing your heart rate down, getting oxygen circulating so that your brain can work properly. We don't realize how much we don't breathe.
Right.
Even if when we're driving, I want you and people in your audience to focus on when they're driving, especially if they're like in traffic or something, how tightly they're gripping the steering wheel and how shallow their breathing becomes. But if you take that deep breath, you can almost feel your entire body feeling replenished. Yeah. As if you needed it, like you needed it all this time, but you didn't know that you needed it, right? So we really don't realize how much we're not breathing until we start doing the exercises like you just talked about. As far as journaling, I don't know if you guys have ever looked back at like a post that you did on Facebook or something that you journaled years ago, and then you read it and you're like, I wrote that? Like I did that. But then you
all the
also
time.
see how much you've grown and how much you've evolved and how far removed you are from that situation now, right? If it was to happen today, you're like, I could handle that. Like that's nothing now, So I think being able to reflect on that is really huge. One therapist that I follow on Instagram, she said something today about creating these ceremonies to celebrate how far we've come. Yeah. And by doing so, we are able to actually give ourselves what we need to handle whatever it is that we're going through or whatever potentially is coming up in the future. So making that time to appreciate yourself and celebrate how far you've come does so much for our ability to show up in our most resilient selves and to trust our resilience and our ability to really, really, really believe that everything that we've been through has prepared us and allowed us to grow our strengthen our emotional muscle to be able to handle anything and everything that's coming next. Like literally, we got this because of what we've already survived.
That is so true. I like that. I like that.
Sorry, that was a long answer for like,
Nah,
but there was so many moving and essential parts to what it is that you asked me. And it's very simple things. It doesn't cost any money to do those things. Right. Just a little bit of time and a lot of intention. Exactly. Nah, that's real big. These are the type of things we need to hear as people going through everyday life nowadays, because social media has taken over so many brain cells in people's head and people's lives to where they live life only on social media. They don't know what it is to be social in real life instead of on the media part of it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they're so wrapped up in it. And it's like, because we didn't have Facebook like that when I was in college. And I mean, you could just look at, because I'm on the college campus, most of these students, even when they're crossing across the street, head down, just like in their phone, like, yo, you was about to get hit. Right. Right. They have no idea what it's like to live outside social media.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy because we learn, it's all about what you want to learn. Just like she was going through those books and those authors and things like that. And it's like you have therapy. See, that's what I haven't heard a lot of us speak about.
Yeah.
She's following a therapist who, who gives you these ideas, who puts these thoughts in your head to like, okay, I can change this or I can change that. Me, I learned a lot of this from my life and health coaching class that I took, and that these are the type of things that we hear. Clear the clutter from your brain.
Yeah.
Clear the clutter from your house, from your immediate closet, from things that you usually see. How many canned goods do you have in the back of your closet that you haven't touched in the pantry? I mean, that you haven't touched in forever. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff you have to go through on a weekend basis and say, I'm not using this. I'm not doing this. I'm not. Keep everything fresh. That way you can come on and be like, hey, you know what? I have to change this. I have to change that.
You're right. And some people just refuse to change. Like the older generation, like my grandmother, like I love her, but I won't eat shit out of her pantry. I went to go and get some seasoning, black pepper, since 1999. Oh, baby, pepper don't expire, but your life will. Like, I can't use this, but okay, cool. I'm not gonna tell her nothing. She 101. Like, okay, grandma.
You know what I had to do with my foster parents? I had to gently replace it. Because if they saw me throwing it away,
Right.
oh, molded cheese. Girl, people spend good money for molded cheese.
Who
We are
told
not.
them that?
We are not.
Hey.
So I feel you on that one. So we just have to kind of, them senses start to kind of, they be having spoiled stuff in there, but you better not let them see you throw it away. So I just
Not
go ahead and
touch
take
it.
inventory, take some pictures, go to the store, replace it,
I like that.
Yeah.
take me a bag of
These
expired
older
goods
people,
with me.
why they have mothballs in their closet? You smell like a mothball. Why?
Is there a moth
Keep the
coming?
moths from eating up their clothes.
From eating the clothes.
See, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, that was before air conditioners, man. That was before,
Oh, okay. Like,
that was before central air. That was before central air and heat.
I'm good if I never go back to Haiti.
Yeah.
Never.
I feel you.
Oh man, but yeah, we do have to get that foundation, man. That foundation is first, and then clarify your challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Clarifying your challenges to me, meaning that what is this really that I'm up against? What is this really? Is it for me, or is it helping me? Is it challenging me to do better, or is it challenging me to fold? Is it, you know what I'm saying? So when you clarify it, that's putting you back into the awareness of where are you going with this? Where is the challenge? Where is the obstacle taking you?
Right.
So I like that. And you get yourself make some columns and stuff. Like a lot of things I feel like people just don't like to do the work anymore.
You're right.
How many people that's in your circle that does the work like you do it, Miss Trinity?
Well, I've had to redefine my circle a lot.
Right. Okay.
In recent history. And honestly, if you aren't doing something, if I don't know that you're at least praying for me, I have to ask myself, why are you here?
Yeah.
And it's not even about like you have to do anything for me, but I think the majority of the people in your circle should be feeding you in some way.
Right.
Like if you can't grow with them, if you can't talk about certain things with them, if you can't make money with them, if they are not building you up, encouraging you, helping you grow in some way, then it's not a circle, it's a cage.
That's part.
Yeah, yes,
Big.
yes. Because I've
That,
come to learn that if they're not praying for you, they're praying on you. So
And they're benefiting from your stunted growth.
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this takes me to the next step right here. Prioritize what comes first.
Mhm.
Wait, can we go back to the
Yeah.
last one that you did, identifying the
Clarifying the challenge. Yes.
clarifying the challenge? I would say something that needs to be added to that list is asking
Okay.
yourself whether or not it's within your control.
I like that.
Can you change it? And if you can't,
Let it go.
let it go, accept it, move on, pray
Well,
about it,
accepting,
but
we really don't want to accept.
don't allow it to control you
Right.
if you can't control it.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
That's what we have to stop doing. Because accepting means that I'm in agreement with whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that this challenge is, this obstacle is.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
just like you
I
said,
mean, you got to get to a point where you're like, identifying people. Stop
Mhm.
thinking that you can change people.
you can't.
When you think about what it takes for you to create change within yourself, there is no number that you can multiply it by to help you to get insight on what you're doing to yourself trying to change someone else.
Yeah.
All we
Yeah.
can do is be the example of what we hope to see in the people around us. They can choose to be inspired by it and promote change within their own lives and within themselves or not. But we are not responsible for other people's situations or their emotions or
And
anything else that has to do with them.
what I look at, what I do, what I've heard, and what I've been practicing is just to keep elevating you.
Yeah.
Whatever's not meant, it'll fall away or it'll grow or it'll start to attach itself to growth.
Yeah.
Keep
I'm the oldest.
elevating.
I'm the oldest of 9 girls,
Man.
and
9.
I have 14 sisters, and I'm the oldest of 6, 7, 8, 9. And my husband used to I used to whine and complain and cry. I don't want to be successful by myself. I had a vision that we were going to do so much together. And I would sabotage myself and do dumb stuff to hold myself back just so that I didn't get too far ahead.
Wow.
Because I didn't want them having to worry about me, it being impossible for them because I was too far ahead or it was too hard or it was too. So I would deliberately hold myself back because I didn't want to be by myself. I didn't want to be successful by myself. And my husband used to tell me all the time, babe, build it and they will come.
They're right there.
Now, the seat at the table might look a little different. I mean, you might be against the wall in some chairs. You might not even be directly at the table, but the window is going to be left open. The door going to be cracked for you to come through when you're ready. Your position, though,
right,
in proximity to where I am and what I'm doing may be a little different because you didn't help build it.
Right.
Right about that, cause
So he always said, just build it and they will come. But don't continue to hold yourself back waiting for the people that you thought were going to be there with you to catch up.
So that goes to prioritizing.
Yeah. Cause
what really comes first?
everybody be waiting for their seat at the table that Jesus would have knocked over. Like, hey, you can have a seat if you want to, but I'm gonna take a to-go box. I understand.
You be waiting on that table, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. So it says that what you should do is ask yourself which obstacles, if improved, will make the biggest difference in everything else. So once we prioritize, okay, what's gonna make the biggest impact, or what's gonna make the biggest difference in this situation, and looking at that would really, just like your husband was explaining to you, you keep on going. Improve the self-sabotaging. Let's stop self-sabotaging so that I can grow, so that they can attach themselves on to the cape if they're going to do what they said, the hem of his garment, something like that. You know, I'm not a Bible scripter, but I'm just saying. All you got to do is just keep on doing what you're supposed to. And whoever else needs to catch on, they're going to hear you. It's like they say in health and life coaching class, you find your tribe.
Yeah.
You don't go to try to make this people over here who's shooting dice come over here and start swimming. It don't work like that. You know. Yeah, man, we shooting dice. We're not swimming right now, bro. No, come on, man. I'm telling you, it's good. Come on. They don't see that because that's not in the vision right now.
All right.
And you got to watch where you put in your energy. If you're spending all your energy trying to convince someone else of what's possible for them, then you aren't moving, you aren't building, you aren't doing anything.
That's right.
I think we got to be careful of that. Like if I stay here, if I keep sabotaging myself, then none of us will make it. Right. If I keep feeling guilty because of my accomplishments and money that I've made, so I'm giving it away to everybody, we all gonna be broke.
Right.
You know, you got to set yourself apart so that your children and my grandbabies can see what's possible for them through how far I went. And I want them to go further than me. Yeah. But if we never give the energy to ourselves, if we never prioritize ourselves and our purpose and our calling and the reason why we were born, then for me, especially when you got to break a whole bunch of generational traumas and curses and things of that nature, I don't want to leave that burden on the next generation.
So that's why I like to say we break generational conversations, not curses, because a curse is something that we don't even know how to perform. You know what I'm saying? So we break the generational conversations of repeating what grandmama taught us, repeating what big mama, your big sister taught you, or your little sister, whoever. You know, we break them conversations. We fix our personal energy. Then we start to, work towards those small action steps on where we're headed, on what we're going to, on what we're working to see in life. So that's definitely big right there. So yeah, just number 4, we take consistent small actions. Better sleep, exercise, journal, even in your professional, in your relationships, your personal relationships, all of that matters. Once we say, hey, just like you just said, what you're not going to accept, what you will accept, those are the things that we put into small actions. Like, hey, man, I have to do this every day.
Yeah.
Goes back to the breathing routine. I have to breathe before I get up out of the bed. Before my feet touch the ground, I got to talk to God before I talk to anybody else. You make these daily regimens, you talk to you do these type of things every day, you'll see how lighter you feel, how much you can breathe. Things aren't heavy on you. The obstacles really are not obstacles anymore. They're part of the growth process. And you see it as growth and not as a challenge or an obstacle.
Yeah. My soccer coach used to always tell us, like, smell the roses and blow out the candles. Like, whatever. But I finally understood what he was saying. I'm like, okay, we good. But Trinity, 14?
Yeah, and I have 5 brothers.
Mom and daddy didn't watch TV.
Hey, they made TV.
They didn't even care about the riot, huh? They said, forget the riot, we outside.
Yeah.
Them 70s, boy.
Yeah. Some discoing, huh?
They was throwing it back like they was in the 99s and 2000s.
A bunch of Boom Spoon, Thunderbird drinking, and some good fun. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, right after that Watts riot, huh? That Watts riot was 68. What was that?
Yeah. They was busy.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
it
mama
was a
had
bunch
two
of
sets,
celebrating.
and my mama had two sets of twins. And
Uh,
it's
uh,
our
uh.
it's our daughter's generation to have twins, and my daughter had the first set.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Big families need to come back.
Nah.
I believe so.
I think you just need to be honest with yourself about your capacity. Like I came from a big family, and I know how unseen I felt and
Mm,
unheard I felt. I felt invisible a lot of the times, and because I wasn't, acting out, and I wasn't medically fragile, and I wasn't, the one who's, needed. So I wasn't the squeaky wheel.
right.
Um, I was overseen a lot. And so when I made my decision on how many kids, I thought I was going to have three. I wound up having two. I knew that I didn't want to have a lot of children just based on
What
what
you
I
went through.
what I saw and what I went through, and
Mm,
how hard it was to give each one what they needed, especially if there was, stuff going on, special needs, stuff like that. So I was just like, I don't know. I think, if you got a solid support system, and if you live in a multi-generational home, that might work. But I think if we could just get families to come together more, if we could get neighbors to talk to each other and communicate and come together. One of the things that I love about my block here in California is that we have an annual block party
The
where
oh,
Kendrick
okay.
neighbors
Lamar.
come to, we come together, we talk to each other, our kids play with each other, and they're always outside. Like my driveway looks like a
Yeah,
house from the 80s. You can tell where all the kids are by where all the bikes and scooters and stuff were dropped off at.
Yeah,
So,
that's what's up.
we
good
bringing it
time.
back in the ways that we can, creating a sense of community, um, within the people that we do have in our lives. I think that's missing, um, and everywhere these days, unfortunately.
You're right. Because
Ah,
honestly, I have a better relationship with my dad now being an adult than I did when I was a kid because he was in the military. So it's like, we
mm,
that's how I ended up traveling like 100.
yeah,
Then from there to Germany to Spain. I didn't even have a chance to catch up with my friends until Facebook came out because I'm like, okay, cool. I can
yeah,
locate them all now. So it's like, yeah, I have friends all over. But
Yeah.
back then in the military, when they said it's time to go, it's time to go.
right.
Yeah.
You can't change it.
Right.
Yeah. We only
So
made it
man,
4 years in my marriage with the military. 4 years. That was it.
mm,
I ain't like that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I got So step six, step five, we build a support team. Your mentors, your therapists, that online. That's what I love about now, this day and age now, because we can have a community of people that, just like me and Mr. Fortitude, we've only met each other in person like 3 times.
Yep. And
Wow.
that first time was the best. That all white party, baby.
But we've been partners for like 4 years now.
But it feel like forever.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
dope.
And it's like when we met each other for the first time, it's like we connected like brothers. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
That's
yeah.
so dope.
And it's like we keep growing every year. We keep growing. We've been doing this Mancast for like 3 years now, and we basically, like, I have friends who talk to me offline. They don't, they watch the replays or they'll watch the show on YouTube or whatnot and leave a like or something, but not too many of them will sit up here and comment and all of that. But they tell you, hey man, I like this episode or that episode. So it's always somebody's watching you, but you don't even know you're helping them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Keith and I, because we talk online and offline. And he knew me like when I was grinding it out in the restaurant industry. Like before I just said, fuck it, and jumped out on fate or jumped off the porch and got a food truck and got to these universities. So it's like, we used to do these, they'll be on here and I'll be at work, like in full uniform, just to do it.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we going somewhere.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I tell people. I was like, one of the beauties of media and social media. Um, my mama left me when I was 9 years old,
Mm,
and when she left with the man who murdered my little sister. She went on the run with him, and it was
wow.
so when I started looking for moms that I wanted to be like, it wasn't in like my immediate life. I had to seek it out. So the first mother that I ever wanted to be like, that I was like, I want to be like her, was
Right.
Claire Huxtable.
Hey, come on,
I
Claire.
wanted to be, I was like, she was beautiful, she was smart, she was sharp, she was no nonsense, but still loving and attentive. And, she was balancing her household, her career, her man. She was just doing it to me. And I was like, I want to be like her. And so when I hear men, or I hear women saying, well, when my daddy came back into my life,
Yeah.
he said, well, I didn't really know. He was like, I didn't really know how to be a father to you guys because I never had one. But I just want you to let me be a grandfather to my grandkids.
Yeah.
And when I look back, that excuse didn't really make me feel any better, right?
Yeah.
It didn't absolve him of anything. It didn't give me any level of understanding, because I was like, I didn't have a mom, but I sought them out, right?
Um,
I wanted to be like, women that I babysat
that-
for, teachers at school. Like I sought out what I was looking for. And so I just want to encourage people, like, your family dynamics can be so not ideal, but you can,
yeah.
if you identify what it is that you need and get clear on what it is that you need. God has a way of being so strategic in the people that show up in your life, when you're
Yeah.
able to say, this
I
is
like you.
missing, this is what I
Yeah.
need.
So
I'm
Um,
y'all, we have another guest real quick. I'm gonna bring on Miss Lakeisha. She's down in Louisiana as well.
the boo
And she
baby.
had some things that she's been going through and well growing through. I ain't gonna say
yes.
going, because she's been growing and healing and turning the whole world upside down
You
there, huh?
did.
Hey,
But
Lakeisha.
welcome.
Oh, we
Your
can't hear you.
volume,
You're muted, boo.
you muted. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Dream. Especially about your son and your husband. I'm very inspired. That's a lot to do, and you can. I commend you.
Hmm.
Is that volume all right?
Y'all can hear me.
Yes, it's
You
better
can
now.
hear her?
Hear me now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear what I? Did y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you now. It's like at first it was jumping.
I was just telling you that it was very amazing. Her son.
Oh, about your son.
Oh, thank you. That's my baby. My kids are.
Y'all, it's my mic. Y'all can barely.
It's like choppy sometimes.
Oh,
How about now?
y'all can hear me better now.
Yeah. I heard the whole sentence.
Okay, y'all.
So Lakeisha, give us a little something down there. I know we've been talking, and you have a lot going on with the business and all of that, but some of the obstacles you've overcame in this trying time in life.
Okay, for me, y'all agree what I'm about to say. It worked for me, and Spirit says there's nothing wrong with it. But I had to disconnect myself from my husband, my children, my grandchildren, my mom, everybody, till I can find myself. And the more I continue to find myself, I realize how much soul searching I have to do for myself and how much healing I have to continue. Like this healing journey, this is different levels to it. It's not the same level. Like you think, oh yeah, I'm about to be healed and it's gonna be a slap on the wrist. No. Once you get there, you're gonna want to go further and further and further because you're learning more and more about yourself. you know, and who you can become. And I promise you, I love the journey that I'm on. And the more I learn, the more I do not accept things from people. I'm learning not to be a people pleaser anymore. So that's a good thing for me. And I agree with what y'all was saying earlier when I was backstage about how you got to separate yourself from the people that you used to be on when you on the journey of healing, because they're not gonna understand your level of growth. You know, they're gonna either think y'all are too much for them, or you're faking. It's just a lot of things that you're gonna go through. So to sit here, and you have to disconnect yourself from everybody, and you have to surround yourself with people with the same energy as you. So that's what I've been doing. The spirit just been guiding me with people that's on the same journey as me. So it's like I'm finding people that I can connect with. I also, like I said, a lot of people not going to agree with me, but it is what it is. I'm a very transparent person. Yes, I have dealt with infidelities in my marriage. So what I have done was, so I would not be connected to whatever he's doing. I had to separate myself from them soul ties. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cleansing myself from everything and everybody. So it's like that's the healing journey that I'm working on right now for myself. And like I said, it's working for me. Universe been working in my favor. You know, I'm still with my husband. Don't get me wrong. He has to respect my journey, because when I try to sit here and make it a us thing, you separated that part. So now you have to work and deal with my journey of me healing, and that's just that. If a person don't respect that, they have to remove themselves, and that's just what it is with me. Like I said, I don't care who it is, and since I've been on this journey with my herbs and everything, I feel like I've been healing properly. You know, I have not been back in the hospital. My blood pressure has not been up. So I'm learning that hospitals don't kill people. People kill people. So me and my herbs in my backyard is loving my new journey.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you definitely be all outside in the grounding area. I love it. No, but see, that's real big. I know we've been talking about other things, but that is part of a lot of people in our community. We get caught up in the infidelity relationships to where it's like, man, what did I do this for? What did you get married for? What did you start that family for if you're not going to be totally committed to it? You know what I'm saying? So once you get yourself in a position to where you can show everybody around you that, hey, this is not what I'm not, this is not what I'm going to accept. I'm not going to be a part of this, but I'm gonna still stay with this situation until I see change. But then I'm glad you're not accepting what's going on.
Saying for change, that we just came to agreement that today we still have a legacy to run. Okay, Michelle and Obama do it all the time. All the presidents do it. The people that everybody else look up to. I'm just making a statement here. You know, y'all sit here and they follow people for a trend, but these same people go through problems just like everybody else. But when you setting a foundation for a legacy behind, you have to remove, just like in the business world, you have to remove anything that's in the way. And what we shook hands on is that we still have business to run. We cannot let nothing get in the way. So we
Yeah.
have to stay focused at the end of the day. So it's not about me just still being here. It's like I'm still finding myself in the process. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I know we have to get along, and still, I'm like I said, because even in a marriage, sometimes people think that it's always the man problem. Sometimes the woman can be the problem if she's not finding herself too. You know, and that's just me being honest. Like sometimes you have to and take a reality check on you, because how you know if you ain't the problem sometimes, you know, how you gonna always point the finger. So I had to learn that, even like I said, me stop trying to be a people pleaser, and me learning to stop being a people pleaser. It taught me how to accept the fact that I cannot make everybody be who I want them to be for me. You know what I'm saying? So that was my problem, and I had to learn that. And so since I accepted that for for what it is, I have to see and challenge those behaviors and conflicted with good energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I try to put that somewhere else so I don't have to think about the negativity from that and think that, hey, this person is always trying to hurt me. Because sometimes people be in your life, they're not really trying to hurt you because you want to see what you want to see in that person at that time. You know, you have to learn how to pull back and allow people to be themselves while they allow you to be yourself. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm from that.
Hey, I'm with you 150%. Because I used to be a people pleaser, and you can't make everybody happy. And I learned that I can't make everybody happy, but I can piss everybody off all at the same time. So hey, make your choice.
Not like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Lakeisha, that you mentioned that, you know, you're on your healing journey and, you know, like your husband just got to understand. I think one of the things that we forget when we're the offenders in a situation, especially something that's been going on for a given amount of time, when we're the offenders, we know what's going on the whole time. Right, we've processed our emotions. We know what we're doing. We went through the back and forth of right or wrong, and this, that, and the other, and justified the behavior and did all the things. And then when we find out, when the person who's been hurt finds out, you got to at least give me the same amount of time that you were offending to process it and get through my stuff. Because you had a whole year or whatever amount of time that you was messing around with this person to figure all your stuff out, and you want me to be done in 6 weeks?
It's not
I'm
gonna.
saying. So you've been cheating on me for 3 years, but you want me to forgive you overnight? Oh,
Yeah, like that's not how it works. And so I think that just, you know, being patient with each other. But I will say this. I am one of the few people in this world, well, people that I know that lived out every single vow, for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, in good times and bad times,
And
until
you,
death do you part.
I
I
applaud
lived
you
out
on that.
every single vow. And
I applaud
so
you on that.
I want you to know though, like when two people are willing and two people are willing to do the work, because we had to go to marriage counseling and we had to go to individual counseling. We are two
Mm,
flawed people coming together trying to build something and create something.
mm,
When two people are willing, I will tell you it is a phenomenal. I don't even think beautiful is the right word for it.
yeah.
Um, what we were able to create together for
Mm,
our children and our grandchildren. When before he died, we were actually in a place where we didn't just love each other, we actually liked each other too. Right? It's so wonderful when it works out that way, where you love each other and you like each other and you're looking forward to
yeah.
seeing each other and all of that good stuff. But we were so proud of each other for doing the work and
Yeah.
being the example of what neither of us really experienced, but we're able
Yeah.
to create for our children and for our grandchildren. And becoming a grandparent was probably the most favorite thing that I ever accomplished and experienced with him. And so, just from
Beautiful.
one Black woman to another, and one Black woman to my brothers,
Yeah.
it is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible to build
As I've
something.
always said, when you wake up every day, you have to choose that person.
Yeah.
If you don't do nothing else, choose what you like about the person, regardless of their mistakes. I choose what I like about you. I'm not overlooking nothing, but I'm choosing what I do. Remember what brought us to this point of love and happiness and all of that.
Yeah.
You know,
I was.
so some things you know that this is an individual. That's not your bond. That's not your Siamese twin. Y'all, even a Siamese twin have different brains. You know what I'm saying? We are emotionally attached, but we don't know if we spiritually attached.
right.
Because
Yeah.
if we were spiritually in alignment, we wouldn't even be going through the situations we're going through. So let's get our spirits back together. Let's get our growth serum pouring back into each other to where we can get out of this without any scars, without any, because you can heal with the same person that that hurt you.
Yeah, but that's
It's,
what Miss Trinity was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to come back together on the same frequency. You know, so
mhm.
connected back. You know, the love in the light was there.
Right, right.
I just want to
So
applaud
yeah,
Trinity on that because
yeah,
you all of them. Look, just being honest,
Look,
because that's just me.
all of them, all of
I,
them,
look,
all of
I
them.
was pretty good at math, but out of all of them, I committed to like maybe 4 out of 10.
Look, when I tell you, you don't know, right? You don't know that that's what's coming. I got married
yeah.
at 20, right? My husband was 23, I was 20. We
I
had been
think, and
together since I was 17.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
like we grew up, like my brain developed with this man in my life.
yeah,
Right.
So when I lost him, like we were connected at like a cellular level.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it so the but when I tell you, when you said, Keith, finding things that brought you together, things
Yeah.
that you like about them.
You
I
know,
have this thing for hands. And then when I would see those hands, and those hands would cut my face, and those hands would help me get up out of bed when my fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis was acting up, and would just hold me until I felt I had what I needed and to take that first step of the day. It was like it was those moments that was like, he's here and he's got me and we working through it, and he ain't left me and I ain't left him, and we just thugging it out, like. So I just commend people that are willing to just be in those trenches and like just push through. Now if he was on some old f-boy stuff, and then I would have been like, I'm out, like I'm not staying here for this. But when you can see them doing the work and making those changes for you, growing within themselves, being willing to ask themselves those questions and face their own demons and face that ugliness, and look in the mirror and not just point the finger at someone else, like that accountability goes a long way in my book in showing me that we can do this, and there's
yeah,
some people that just aren't, they're not ready for the accountability. They're not ready to look at themselves. They're not ready to face those things that could be the very root of the problem. But I will say that when my husband and I experienced infidelity, it brought up the little girl in me. So that's why we had to do individual and marriage counseling, because he was catching it for my daddy, my stepdaddy, all my mama's boyfriends, all the foster dads that came in my room. He was catching it for everybody.
I said I
Because you knew that I was toe up from the flow up and you chose to hurt me anyway. Now you
yeah,
getting mollywopped for every man who ever hurt me. So I had to do the work. I had to do the work on me, and he had to do the work on him so that we could come together and we weren't feeding
yeah,
those
Negativity.
insecurities and doing all that ugliness to each other. So when you're
yeah,
willing
Mm.
to do the work, though, it's
yeah. And I
amazing at
mean,
what you're
that's
able to
because,
create for each other.
yeah, like the first time I got married, I was younger. It's like now I'm older, so of course, like none of that stuff is going on now. Like I'm good. I mean, if you want to look at God in the flesh, you're looking at him. I'm perfect. But I'm just saying, nah, like I said, I was younger when I was doing that stuff. But it's like now, like, man, our relationship is there. I mean, of course, like not with my ex-wife, but like now, like my current, yeah, I'm good. So it's like, hey, blessed and highly favored.
Man, I tell you, this is amazing. This is amazing, y'all. But we're gonna have to cut it short.
114. Yep.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all for coming on, Lakeisha. That was good. I appreciate that because that's part of the therapy that we do need. just like you said, the transparency, the getting that out, to get that understood with the people around you, to where they know that, hey, I'm not no weak chick for this dude, but I'm just letting y'all know how the vow thing work. I'm letting y'all, just like Miss Trinity said, I let you know how I can go through every vow with you. And long as we respect and keep this ground respectable, you hear me when I tell you that I don't like something. That way we can overcome any obstacle in this thing, but you have to hear me, you know. And just like you said, Miss Trinity, you didn't feel heard with that big group of people. I mean, you know, siblings rather. So it's like we do have to be heard in the relationships that we are in, so that the obstacles are not heavy on us, so that the obstacles can be identified and overcame, you know.
Okay,
So
and I can see the Claire Huxtable in her, because at first I was like,
come on,
at first I
Claire.
was like light skin on Viv, but I'm like, no, that's Claire. That's Claire.
Who wants to be light skinned on Viv?
Hey, light skin on Viv didn't want to be light skin on Viv.
Because she knew what she was coming up after.
All right.
Sometimes you just gotta know.
Yeah. But say, man, y'all come back next week. Bring your sons, bring your friends, bring your nephews. Next week, we're going to have another great topic. We're going to do this again. Hopefully that y'all can go over to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share over there. And we'll be back next week at 8:30, man. I appreciate you, Queens, for jumping on. It's been amazing. My brother from another mother.
You know what it is.
We're going to catch you next week, too. All right. Peace, y'all.
Hey.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
You too.